So, this is the last day of the fly-in for me. My tent broke in a thunderstorm that came through here about an hour ago. It destroyed my tent and got all my shit all wet, so I didn't know if I was going to go home today or not, but I definitely am now. However, today was an awesome day. I had an amazing cross-country flight, and I'll tell that story because I did not film it, but there's a lot of good stories from it. 10 pilots launched, and only 3 came back. Everyone's okay, and but yeah, it was a challenging flight, so I'll get into that. On another note, that is a smoke grenade. So I have got a gender reveal planned, like a gender reveal party planned for my wife and I. So we're expecting another baby in January, and we thought it'd be cool to do a gender reveal with pink or blue smoke. So we're planning that all out. But in the meantime, I bought this red one to try out. So it's just duct taped to my shoe. It's not supposed to get really hot, but we'll see. So I'm going to test that out first. If that goes well, I'll climb back up and tell the story. So here we go. Get over this field. Well, it's not as thick as I thought it would be. I don't even know if you can see it. I'm going to have to put 2 on here. I bought 2 of each color. It's barely thick enough to see. I'm going to have to do 2. Still burning. And it is hot. I can feel it. But it's not that hot. And that's it. That didn't work at all. Well, now we know. And my pants are stained. Lesson learned. You need 2 smoke grenades. Okay, so let's get out of the LZ area and go tell a story. I'm going to gain some altitude so I can tell it without shouting. So, be back in a minute.
A few moments later.
All right. So, got some altitude so I can talk. Actually, I'm going to put my flaps in too. Slow it down even more. There we go. All right. So today was amazing. We had a cross-country flight planned from this fly-in to an airfield, Summit Airfield, to Shelby Airport to here. The whole trip was only 56 miles. It's a 56-mile triangle. Over this kind of landscape, so farmland. So we thought it'd be a nice, easy flight, lots of bailouts. You can fly low, which is fun. So that was the plan. We had a pilot's briefing this morning and last night, organized by Todd Scandrett. Scandrett? I don't know how to say it. He's the owner of Resurgence PPG. So he organized this whole thing. Shout out to Todd again, and thanks for all your hard work setting that cross-country up and everything. But anyway, we launched, we woke up this morning and it was overcast. The plan was to launch at 7, overcast. We had to wait until 8:30. So we got a late start. The plan was to buddy up. Since there was 10 pilots going, there's no way you're going to get 10 people off the ground at the same time. So we all buddied up. And we all kind of try to buddy up with someone of similar wing speed and skill level and whatnot. So I buddied up with someone with the same exact wing as me, around the same weight. However, he was a much more skilled pilot than I am, which I was excited about because I wanted to learn from him. And he did not have GPS. I did. That was another thing. Not everybody had GPS, so I'll get into that in a minute. But we launched 8:30. And first thing that happens is my launch buddy, he launched before me, and I launched right after him, and he circled back and landed. I didn't know what happened. Turns out he launched, gave it power, and his cage flexed, and it hit the prop, so he blew up his prop. So I hung around the airport for 25 minutes circling while he went and put a new prop on and got in the air. We took off and headed out toward the first waypoint. Met up with probably 4 other guys that were flying, caught up to them, and then they started to venture north. And my GPS was telling me to go further west. So I don't know where they were going. I diverted. I followed my GPS. Turns out those guys all thought the other guy had GPS, and they were all following each other into the middle of nowhere. And they ended up flying up a mountain. Mind you, there was cloud cover. The cloud base is at 400 feet. So they flew up a mountain to the cloud base over trees. So they boxed themselves in, had no other option, no bailouts, and no visibility. So one of those guys had to land out and then ended up breaking a prop on launch. So they didn't make it to the first waypoint. By the time my buddy and I got to the first waypoint, well, we were on our way to the first waypoint, and it started to rain a little bit, got a little bit moist or whatever, so I decided to land in some guy's front yard. So we both landed, waited out. It was not even rain. It was like just a mist. And we waited that out. It cleared up. We launched. And that was an insane launch. I got the wing up. It came back down. I didn't have to reset. Launched again with about 40 feet until I hit some bushes, but I made it. It was an awesome launch. There was only 3 miles to the first waypoint, so we made it to the first waypoint. We're the only ones there. No one had made it. We had a chase vehicle organized by Todd's friend Morris. This guy drove 200 miles throughout the day, picking up pilots that were down, bringing us gas. So a huge shout out to him and Todd for organizing that, because we'd have never been able to do this without that. So anyway, we waited at this airport for a little while. Morris shows up with the gas. Morris and Todd, a different Todd, and my buddy George is in the truck too. So he had to land out due to poor visibility. He got fogged in, landed on the side of a highway, and the chase vehicle went and picked him up, brought him to the first waypoint. So he was with us now. So it's just 3 of us. So all 3 of us launch out of this airport and start to head to the second waypoint, which is Shelby Airport. So we make that trip, and now it's midday. So I don't fly midday because I don't do the turbulence and the thermals and whatnot. And I never used to do it before I had a reserve. So now I had a reserve, and I was flying with a skilled pilot who assured me that the weather was fine, and he had flown in much worse, and my wing could take it. So trusted him. We launched. It was pretty bumpy on the way there, but pretty manageable. We were able to stay below cloud base, which was nice. And made it to Shelby Airport, where we met up with Todd Scandrett. He had diverted there on the first leg because he couldn't make Summit Air Park. I know this is getting kind of convoluted. Anyway, so now there's 4 of us at this airport. It's full midday now. It's like 11:45, almost noon, and it's hot. The wind is shifting direction every 2 minutes, not even. So we set the wing up, the wind shifts 180. Set the wing up, the wind shifts 180. And so it was getting kind of iffy on if we'd launch. So set the wings up, waited for the wind to shift in our favor, and launched. All 3 of us got off the ground first try. Awesome. And the flight back was the bumpiest flight I've ever had in my life. My plan was for my cross-country buddy and I to fly up above the clouds, which is about 5,000 feet, and get out of the turbulence, and then set our trimmers out and haul ass and get all the way home quickly. However, shortly after launch, I looked back and my buddy was gone. So he had launched, and his prop had exploded at 3,800 feet. So I guess he had borrowed a prop from somebody who had repaired it, or had it repaired, or something, and the repair was not adequate, and it fractured mid-prop. Prop went to pieces. So he had to turn around and glide back to the airport. And then right before he landed, he also dropped his phone, so he had no way to contact anybody. He had to go inside the airport and call someone. So he was out. So now it's just 3 of us again. And we're coming back to the Rebel Field, which is where the flying is. The last leg, it's 19 miles or something. So it's a haul with a headwind, 10-mile-an-hour headwind. We climb above the clouds. It's smooth and glassy, but I lost my buddy, so I decided to go down and hang out with Todd and George. But, man, I was getting tossed all over the place. I got a Hadron, which I guess they're telling me it just feels the bumps more. I don't know, but I was all over the damn place. I was not comfortable. I was wishing I was on the ground. So I climbed back above the clouds, which was about 4,500 feet, but the tops of the clouds were at about 6,500 feet, so I didn't climb above them. I just climbed above the base, so I had to zigzag these huge clouds that, I mean, it was so gnarly. It was like a sea of clouds. I could see the ground the whole time, but I couldn't see like ahead of me around. It was just a wall of white, so I had to keep going around and zig and zagging. So I kind of told that story all over the place, but the bottom line is I'm glad I did it. I was happy to be on the ground. Now I know that if I get in something, you know, half as bad as that or that bad, I'm good. And I'm comfortable with that. I don't plan on flying midday still. I'm not taking any FIIYGI courses or anything like that. I don't know the limit of this wing, and I don't want to find it out. But today, I was out of my comfort zone, but safe, and I learned a ton. So huge thanks to Todd again for setting that up. A huge thanks to Morris for driving that chase vehicle. And thanks to my buddy Butch, who is my flying buddy, who I'd never flown with before. So he was awesome. He's got a ton of hours, something like 1,700 flight hours. Flies every day, and he flies midday all the time. So he was a really good partner for me today to learn with and really keep me comfortable flying in midday. So I couldn't be happier. I'm stoked. I grew as a pilot today immensely, and had a great day. The only bummer is my tent's broken, which sucks. But yeah, let's go. I'm done being up high. So I'm gonna go fly around down there and listen to some music. Nothing else I can say, man. Dig it. Peace.
Yeah.